Happy Friday to everyone, and welcome to our series on thriving during trying times. Yes, this is a trying time, and we have had several series this week. We started the week with talking about in this moment. In this moment, what are we going to do in this moment? We went further to say navigating the times that we're in now. How do we navigate it? And we went further to say, how do we find peace? Because we need peace in all this chaos that is going on. And if you've been following us, we talked about energy and our mindset. We agreed on the fact that the energy begins in your mindset, and whatever is in your mindset is what you exhibit. And the past 4 days, today is Friday, we've had such topics. So our topic this evening is, what can I do? What can you do? What can we all do? This is the moment. We have gone past denial, we are accepting, and we have been with our family for the past few weeks. For some of us is about the past week. So we need to now preserve, we need to plan, and we need to prepare, because we know that this season is here, and we've gone through several situations in the past, but there's none like this one. Thanks for joining. For those who are joining us, we appreciate you joining. Yesterday we discussed who is on our team, and we specifically said that our family were one of the core foundational team members, meaning our spouses, our children, our siblings, whoever is core to us, we're part of that team. So that team is still what we will focus on today. Once upon a time, you were able to go to the office and do what you need to do every day and come back home to your family. Or sometimes they're sleeping before you get home. But for the past few weeks, we have been home with them. So this is the time to preserve our family, to literally not let this euphoria disengage us, but to engage us. There is a reason why they say we need to be in our homes with our family so we can bond together and build together as they figure how to solve the COVID-19 problem. We also say that this too shall pass. It's becoming a slang now, but it will pass. Nothing that has a beginning would not have an end. So we know an end would come. But when the end comes, there are other things too that need to rise with it so that we can truly begin that authentic living that we all so much deserve. The very essence of our existence is pretty much to provide for our families, to take care of the community and people around us. Now we are being forced to start to live with those people again. And you hear me say live. I know you're saying, I live with them already. We live in the same house. Yes, we do, but we were all so busy going everywhere and sometimes nowhere that at the end of the day, we can't even assess where we are as people. So this is planning time, you all. This is the plan. This is the time that we need to plan. No one prepared for this. I didn't, and I know most people didn't. If you did, let me know. I'll make a liar out of you. Nobody prepared for this, but it's here. No one was prepared to see such a setting whereby the whole world is shut down. The whole world is at a standstill, just so we can all rebound again. And what is beautiful about the whole world being at a standstill is you are at a standstill in your home with your family, getting to relearn, unlearn who your children are, who your spouses are, and all of those people that matter to you. You're finally able to come under one same umbrella and build that art like Noah did. Many are unprepared for what's coming. Most of us were unprepared for this particular incident. But again, don't be angry at it. Nobody saw it coming. Now that we know things like this can happen, so now is the time to see, how do we prepare? How do we plan? In general, how do we plan to learn from the season that we're in now? We're in a season right now that you and I would agree that is unprecedented. It was never expected. There has never been one like this before, but it's a season. It's here. And we say the two shall pass, but it's here right now. So what do we do now? What caught you by surprise right now? What made you to be very surprised when this happened? Was it because we didn't prepare financially? Did we not prepare health-wise for the leaders? Did they see it coming? Could they have done better preparation? So a lot of questions are coming through everyone's head, depending on what role you're filling in right now. I know all the leaderships in the world are probably figuring out, have I planned enough? Should I have planned better? Did I see this coming? They're probably thinking about that heavy lifting of what they should have done and could have done. What were the loopholes that were there that somebody could have caught? Now is the time to fill them up. We didn't know that it was coming. It came. It took a lot of us by surprise. But we're still living. We're breathing. Now, how do we fill the loopholes so that we make sure that things like this never happen again? And when I say loophole, I'm not even just talking about finding cure for the virus alone. In our lives, how do we prepare? How do we plan for things? From this experience that you and I are dealing with daily, what has that made us become? Has it made us become stronger and better? Has it made us to really evaluate what should be priority in our lives? Even though we know what the priorities are, at least we say we do, and we say it, but do we act it? But we're being forced for once in the history of the world to say, stay home, stay safe. Home has become the safe haven. Save yourself the rush, the possible panic. Yes, there will be panic when we don't plan. So this is a good time as a family, as businesses, to really dig deep and see how can we have better planning. Financial experts will tell you that you need 6 months of emergency funds after all of your expenses. How many of us can boast of that? Not too many of us. Because it's not possible, it's not always easy to even deal with the daily activities, talk less of putting something aside for 6 months. But we're seeing why such advice were given by the experts in the past. Because I've heard that so many times, that we should have 6 months of emergency funds in case of something happens. But nobody ever thought of something happening on this magnitude. We want to observe the institutions that were affected by this pandemic. There's so many institutions. Is it the stock market? Is it the banking industry? Is it any financial industry? Any business, any industry right now is affected by this. Because when your staff cannot come to work, there's nothing much you can do. Your clients are homebound. Their finances are at a standstill or maybe dicey, or some don't even have finances. So right now, there is a whole lot that is affected by this pandemic. Even though the experts are focusing right now on the cure, they're focusing on how do they make this one common enemy of the world find a cure to, so that we can all live our life again. Times like this present a lot of opportunities, and I know you're saying, Remy, what do you mean by opportunities? How can there be opportunities when we're still trying to figure out how to get this cure away, and how we don't even know who is going to be affected next? Let's not have that mindset. That's what we've been talking about for the past few days. We do not want that mindset of things negative happening. We are moving forward. We are trusting that health will not be a challenge for us. We're looking beyond after the cure is found. How do we move? How do we move forward when we are done with the health part of our challenge? That's what we're going to be talking about. There's so many institutions, there's so many philanthropic people that have put funds aside, they've put things aside to make things better, to give hope to small businesses, to individuals, for people who have lost their jobs. There are resources there. They're saying that there's help. Help has arrived. But do we know about the help? That should give us a joy. That should give us an energy that at least some people are looking ahead. Even though we're home, we're feeling like we can't move around as we ought to. We should be also sifting around to what can we do, because businesses are still being consummated. People are still doing business. It might not be at a pace that is so that's fast enough, but things are still happening. This is a good time to make sure you engage with those who maybe you were not able to engage with before. Who are planning? Who are the ones planning? And who are you planning for? Of course, you have to plan for yourself first. You've got to be able to remove the log in your eyes before you remove other people's pain. You've got to plan for your life and know that you are building a life that other people can lean on after you can satisfy your own life expectations. And then, of course, your family. We all hustle and bustle. An ideal parent is hustling and bustling because of their children. They want the best life for their children. They want them in the best schools. They want them to take the best vacation, have the best life that maybe we didn't live. So we tend to do that. I get it. It's good. Then also we want to build for work. Some of us have jobs. Some won't have when we all come back to normalcy. Life still has to go on. And guess what? There are other opportunities that are springing up as the rebuilding is happening globally and nationally and state-wise and community-wise. They are rebuilding and people are going to be needed. Experts are going to be needed to fill the void, to fill the work that needs to be done. Are you positioned to engage with this type of opportunities? Are you even seated or connected to be able to know what is happening? Are you searching information online, not just waiting for someone to bring you information? Relationships are going to be so critical right now because people do business with people they like and trust. So this is the time that trust factor will be so big, whereby you will just get a call from nowhere, somebody wanting somebody, and because you have a relationship with that body that they want, you pick up the phone, you call them, and bingo, they are the person. So the relationships right now is going to be very critical. We have to respect and value our relationship. That relationship currency is going to be so germane to everything we do. Because if you don't relate to people and you think transactionally, it's just going to be you are myopic. You're not going to have a big picture. The way to move forward from this flatness is through relationship building, through selflessness, not just thinking about self alone, but as you think about others, self is in the others, because you are the one that will think of the others, and you're already presented in that equation. And trust me, you can't outgive people when they see that you have good intentions. There will be helpers of destiny that will be risen to support and help us find solutions to all the problems and the chaos that we have. The things to look for when we rebound, because we will rebound, are finances. Finances will suffer from this. For some people, they might say, no, it won't, it doesn't matter. But at least for the majority of the underserved community, of the average middle class people, it will have a bearing. Even the haves, it will slow their rate of return on whatever they have. I mean, the stock market has crashed. Things that are giving them dividends and increments in their assets has dwindled. So everybody will be suffering from this, but we are all going to rebuild together. So it's also an opportunity for people to key into things that they ordinarily could not afford to do. If you were not someone who could think about buying a stock, maybe when the shares are low now, you might say, oh, let me pick up one for a company that you believe is needed globally so that your one share or two shares can grow at some point. Relevant industries. There are so many relevant industries that are really going to be looking for people. People who are technologically inclined now will be so very much in need, because a lot of jobs are seeing the model of working from home as a model that can work if you work it. But it will take some skilled professionals to do such, because they're the ones that can figure it out. So this is the time to look out for those industries that are maybe looking for how to get information and get professionals who fit into your skill set. Or maybe you might say, Remy, oh, my skill set, it doesn't have anything to do with online or internet. Find a way to learn. We're still home. There are things you can learn online for free. or find somebody who can teach you some basic stuff that you might be able to use. Don't give up on yourself. Every day we learn. So don't think that, oh, age is a barrier. No, age is nothing but a number. Your mind is where everything starts, and that's where it ends. The needs of people. The needs of people are going to be different. They're going to be so diverse that you're going to have an extreme that will be so totally needy. Some will be still able to get by, and some will just be like nothing ever happened. But wherever you fit in, there's always room for more. There's always room for you to do more and be more. So that's the mindset you want to have going forward as we all rebound. What areas can we hone our skills while we're waiting, so that by the time the rebound is coming and is here, we can align our skills and be more marketable than we were before. After we've planned, we want to be able to prepare. Prepare for who? How do you prepare? We're already in a downturn. You're saying, Remy, prepare again? We're already flat. Why do I need to prepare? We need to prepare because there's a future ahead of us. And there will always be a future ahead of us. It's just like building your ark. This is the time to build your ark now. So that's where your preparation comes. Do not be like those who ignored all the signs. And now this is a lesson that we're all learning, and we still don't learn from the lesson. So build your ark. You do not wait before you start thinking of what plans are you going to put in place. How are you going to be able to get your children back in school? How are you going to be able to get that job, to be able to pay your mortgage, to pay your student loan, or to pay for whatever you were paying for, your car loan, whatever you were paying for? How are you going to be able to pick up your life again? So if all those people give us deferment, 2 months, 3 months, at some point they need us to service their debts, because they too have shareholders and they have employees that needs to get paid. So start acting on your plan. First, you have to have a plan. I'm assuming that we all take time and just put your plan on paper. And once you put your plan on paper, don't leave it in writing or in your mind. We've been saying that for the past few days. Do not just put it in your mind. Write it down. Attach names to the assignments and time frame if you have one. Even if you miss the time frame, at least put something so you have a guide and you know you put it down. And if you want to even take it a step further, find somebody who can be your accountability partner. That's somebody who you know you can proudly share what you're thinking with. And because you've shared it with this individual, they now would know what you're thinking. So they will occasionally nudge you and say, oh, Remy, how about what you said you're doing? How is it going? So if you have not let it go anywhere, that quickly nudges you. You quickly go away, and then you go back to the drawing board. You do not act on your plan now, it will be so hard to rebound. We have to have a plan more than ever in our lives. This is the time to have a plan and to walk that plan. And when we walk the plan, it will work. Will it be easy? Sometimes it might not be, because some of us might have to start all over again. We might have to begin again and just start wherever we can find ourselves starting. But if we put a mindset right, we will overcome all of this stress and the emotional trauma that would come when we're trying to build. Act, then secure. Once you act, then you can secure what you need. Your action now is to put something on paper. And then you can start using your relationship to secure your team and who you need, who you don't need. Maybe you even have a team before now. You might need to restructure your team. Some people might need to be put aside. You might need to realign your team members. And the team means your professional team and even your informal team, people in your life that you know are part of your plan. You will need to definitely rearrange and realign them once you secure them. Once you secure them, you want to secure your properties. What properties do you need to secure? Some of us have homes, some don't. Whatever properties you know you have, how do you secure it to make sure that it's yours, that it becomes a permanent asset? And the only way to do that is to continually service. If one still has mortgage or loan or things that are it used as a collateral, you can begin to ensure that you think ahead to be able to secure your properties. Secure your future. Secure my future. If you don't secure your future, nobody will. We are the only ones who know what we wish for our future. We're the only one who have seen the glimpse of what we think our future holds. And if we believe in that future and we begin to work it, clearly speaking, we will have it. If we can dream it, we can achieve it. But we're doing the work now. This is the planning time. So if you're planning and you're building and doing everything that you need to build, to do, then it helps you. Then you're able to preserve also what you have. What do we still have despite all the chaos, despite all the pandemic? What do we still have? We have ourselves. We have our families. We have our loved ones. We have our co-workers. We have people who maybe we're all still in a struggling mode, but we are in the same boat together. So we are all going through the same problem. So right now we have each other and plan for what's ahead. We already heard that after this, it might affect us economically. We don't even need a rocket scientist to tell us that. When people have been told not to come to work for weeks and they've been getting paid, I'm sure at some point those employers might not have money to pay them. So right there, people won't have income coming in to do whatever they were used to doing. So my quest and my charge to all of us is to clearly know that this season is here. What can I do? What can you do? And what are you doing? Because by now I'm sure we're doing some things. We have started this for a minute. What can you do and what can I do to ensure that we are not wasting this time? And what I can do is easy. Have the mindset of possibility and act it, not just say it. And begin to help other people to see that this is a planning time. This is not a time to mope around. It's a time to also build with your team, your army, your family, your friends, people who maybe originally you didn't see how you can connect the dots together. Maybe by the time you have been quarantined for weeks, you are beginning to have conversation. I was talking to someone who was in LA. They were going to another city in California. They said, oh, they were leaving where they were in LA to another city in California so they can be around their business partner. They said that rather than just being in LA and not able to discuss business, that they were going to go and start thinking and talking business face to face with their partner. That's a good use of time. Of course, you could say, about the health reason, wherever you are, nobody knows how or why we will get it. By God's grace, we won't have it. But you can't live your life in fear. We cannot. This person didn't live their life in fear. They decided to use the downtime, which gives them flexi time to work. They still work, but they carry the work to this LA to be able to this other city in California to be able to work and be able to at the same time have conversation about business that they have ahead of time. Because we are in April now, and before we know, November will be here, December will be here, the year will be done. So we still need to start preparing and ensuring that that part that we can do, there are still things you and I can control. We can control by God's grace when we wake up to decide what we're going to do in the day. That's still something we have flexibility on. Even if we're working from home, there are things that we need to do. Once we are aligning, we have little breaks in between that can give us a breather. It's not like we have to wake up earlier and get dressed and go to work. Now we're working from home, so we don't always have to be rushing before we start. We can just wake up and go to our home office. So this is the time to say, what I can do is number one, to ensure that I have my mindset right and I have it aligned so I can plan. I can make a plan and put that plan in writing on paper so I can see the plan and I can have an accountability partner who would also share in the plan and can be that like I said, accountability partner, somebody who can give you a nudge when you're forgetting to know that this is this. We've learned some lessons from this COVID-19. It took all of us by surprise, but despite the surprising nature of it, we have learned one or two things that we probably would have never thought before. If we haven't, then we need to learn something quick, because there's so many lessons and so many opportunities that are floating around everywhere that we need to connect and make sure that we know what's happening. And it starts with the home, and they have made all of us to be home together and to definitely enlist our family as part of that journey that we're about to embark on, because it's going to take everybody to get to that next level. It's going to take all of us to rise again and to begin to do what we were doing, and even do it better, do it with a bang and with that energy and zeal. And when we start seeing results from everyone, when people start having testimonials, life will be back again. We're not going to be in a sad mode, and we won't be saddest. So we will carry the voice of hope in all that we do. That is what this platform is for. That's what we plan, and that's what we've been doing for the past week, that we will continue to do, to ensure that we let everybody know that this is action time. What can I do? Today we are on that topic. We've had things like, what do you have on your mind? What are you finding? Peace, energy, and mindset. All of those topics were before, but now is okay. We're assuming that you've taken some pointers from all of that. And if you've taken pointers from that, it's now that, what can I do? Now we're not saying, is your spouse, is your boss, is your child. What can you, meaning what can you influence as an individual that will help to catapult other things that will trigger camaraderie and results-oriented engagements that will help everybody rebound, starting from your home to the marketplace and to the world. That is the phase we're in. So what can you and I do? If you don't have an answer, seriously, try to get that answer, because we can all do so much. We can do so much right now within our power. We can do at least nothing other than, if we keep our mindset straight and we engage with positive thinking and begin to plan and say, these opportunities that have been put out there, how are we going to align with it? How are we going to make sure that even if we have lost our job, we even get a better job? Because now people are seeing that the model of working from home is a great model. It's a model that works. Some employers might want to go with that route. They might want to go with the model of home working from home, but your technology knowledge, your level of technology has to be on point to be able to service those employers. So some might say that half and half. So that gives you more flexibility with your family. So good will come out of this, but we have to position ourselves and equip ourselves so that the good that will come out, we will be partakers in it. That's what we are all about on this platform, thriving during these trying times. We acknowledge that it's a trying time, but we are thriving, and we want to make sure that each and every one of us understand and know that there is a responsibility in our hands. There's something we can do. There's something we should do. And there's something we will do. And it starts with you, and it starts with me. Thank you for watching again today. I will hop onto my Instagram live to be able to join the other group for that. At some point, if there are questions that you have, you can inbox us. We will respond to your questions, or if you want to put it on the chat bar as you're watching, we welcome that. We will get back with you if I can't answer it during my interactions with you. We will make sure that we get back with you. For those who would watch this later, we ask that if you've been blessed, share it. Let other people hear this. Let other people know that the voice of hope is here. Let's keep hope alive. And if you're hearing it and you believe that it's benefiting you, let us know. Let us know what type of topics do you want to hear. We are glad we're here to serve you. We thank you for watching and being with us this evening. And we hope to see you same time next week from Monday through Friday. Thank you very much. And we will be coming live tomorrow too, briefly. But you will hear more about that. Thank you very much. Have a great one. Nice weekend. Bye.